You'll just have to close it once it goes live.
Yeah.
Are we on?
Yeah.
Are we all right?
Just close it off and it should go live.
Where?
Yeah. You're good to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Right. Welcome to the events committee meeting. Before we start, can I ask that you speak into your microphone for the benefit of people watching it on YouTube, because they don't always hear everything. So, any apologies?
Yeah, Councillor Mann.
So we've received apologies from Councillor Mann.
Just Councillor Mann, okay. Any declarations of interest? Nope, okay. Item 4, minutes of the last meeting. Anybody like to, sorry, move them. A seconder? Thank you. Moved by Councillor Thomas. Howard Thomas. Item 5, public forum. Item 6, Easter in Colne. We've got an update, Nathan.
So with the Easter in Colne event, everything's been booked. We did have the clog dance, but unfortunately they've had to cancel because they've got a wedding that they have to attend. But everything else...
Clog dancers?
Yeah, we normally have...
At a wedding? Go on. It's different.
The only thing that we haven't done yet is the temporary event notice. It's ready to be submitted, but we're just waiting for my personal license to arrive, so that can be submitted. But everything else has been done. We've got a sponsorship as well from Farmhouse Biscuits for that event as well.
Okay. Councillor Butterworth?
Thank you. Yeah, can I just have a date, what date it is, actual date?
So Easter in Colne is on the 16th of April.
Thank you. Oh, Mary. Sorry, Mary. Yeah.
Nathan, seeing you can't get these clog dancers, have a look round, see what other dancing organisations might be available. There's the one that is that lot that do it at Christmas, isn't there? And there's the one that Anissa had for her event that was really quite different, but more ballet. It was quite good.
I was just going to say, actually, it is...
Just hang on a minute. Oh. No, Neil. Go on, I'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you. So, I'll still be mayor on the 16th of April. Do you want the mayor to do the judging of the Easter eggs and all that sort of thing?
I've sent the booking form over to Fiona about 2 weeks ago.
Okay, thank you. Anissa?
No, I was just going to say, I've been speaking to Christina, who used to work for Pendleside Hospice, and she lives at the Gables. And she wanted to do something for the Titanic Memorial, because I think, is it 110 years this year, I think it is.
Yeah.
So we are looking at doing something on the Gables. So would it be worth us tying it into the Easter in Colne event on the 16th?
I don't know how that would tie in with Easter. I don't know how that would tie in. I don't know what everybody else thinks. I think that would warrant maybe a separate event. I mean, we've done the 100 years. We had a big thing for the 100 years 10 years ago. Yeah.
Okay. I think she wanted to get. Well, we're looking at getting a string quartet and just having a gazebo. It's nothing big, but I just thought with the festivities and just tying it all together. But we can look at a different date if you think that's the best thing to do.
Neil, I'll come back to you.
It's a really good idea. It's our heritage, and we should do something. However, as in Easter, and where it is, it's a bit away from the town centre, so we won't get many people actually walking from the town centre down there. But I think we just should do something, even if it's on its own. Yeah, definitely.
When was the actual date? I know it was 1912. When was?
It sank
was
April
wasn't it?
April 14th.
April, right? Yeah. Should we leave that with you?
Yeah, I was going to say
Christina?
we were torn between. The reason I ask is we were torn between either doing Saturday the 16th or do we do the Saturday before?
Right.
Because obviously the anniversary falls right in the middle of that week.
Right.
So yeah, but you can leave it with us. We're happy to sort it, but we just didn't want to clash. Or do you want us to compliment what you're doing?
If you think that's a good idea and it is, and you and Christina can work together, that's fine. I'm happy with that. What about everybody else? Howard?
I take Neil's point that it's some distance away, but if it's a string quartet and I don't know, they're going to play at 1 o'clock or whatever, that can be publicised with it so that people have the chance to go. Because either way, it's physically not going to move, is it, from down there? So even if it was the Saturday before, it's how do you get people down? But if there's more people knocking about, perhaps they will go down.
Yeah, I think if we're doing it on the 16th, then we should add it to our publicity, so it gets out there. If we do it on the 16th, in reality, can we have a vote and do it on the 16th? Then we know what we're doing, and you know what you're doing, and we can add it to our publicity.
What's your proposal?
That we add the Titanic event to the Easter programme, so we can advertise the Titanic and Easter all at once. It's another string to the bow, isn't it? If you know what I mean. So that's my proposal.
That was another string to the bow. Do you realise what you said?
I know it's a pun, my love, but I think only you got it, love.
Well done. All those in favour of Neil's proposal? Yeah.
And I think that you'll get people that wouldn't normally go to an Easter thing, maybe the older age groups, and they'd maybe come down for that.
100 years ago, people over somewhere Huddersfield or Halifax way were claiming, well, I've forgotten his name. There you go, you see. Wallace Hartley as one of their own, as they sing at football
That's
matches.
disgraceful. Typical Yorkshire.
So, but if there is some, well, they may be doing something, but it may be that people from over there will.
There was some connection, wasn't there?
Come to the proper side of the Pennines.
Okay, right. Is everybody happy with that? Yeah. Anything else on the Easter event? Item 7, Queen's Jubilee.
So for the Queen's Jubilee event, we've got the donkeys booked, the face paint, the Morris dancing. We've got the fun fair that's bringing the traditional swing boat rides. We've got 2 brass bands booked, and we're looking at doing crafts, possibly at the market because the library's closed with it being a bank holiday. We are currently looking at potentially doing something in the town hall as well, showing like the Queen's coronation, for people to come and get into the town hall and actually celebrate here as well. But that's something that we are looking at. We've got a lot of bunting in the event store, which we're going to offer to the businesses, so we can do a window competition for that event, like we do for Easter, Christmas, Halloween, which will be going out a little bit closer to the time.
Have you got plenty of bunting?
We've got a lot of bunting, yeah. We've got probably 2 boxes full downstairs, big plastic tubs.
You might think you've got a lot, and you might find you haven't.
We do have a large
yeah.
quantity, yeah. So there would be plenty for the businesses.
Yeah. Okay. Have you got flags? Any flags? You know, that would be a good thing to hand out. Sorry? Yeah.
I'm not 100%, but I'm sure if we haven't, we could look at ordering some
We
for
can
the
get some,
event.
yeah. Just kids like to have them, don't we? We did that for the, what did we do that for? The Stephen Burke event, didn't we? Handed them out all on the road. And kids liked having them.
We've also got the glass box at the market book from the 30th of May till I think it's the 6th of June. So we'll be getting the stained glass windows in the basement here in the glass box, and we'll have our stage lighting equipment is going to be hung, and it'll fade from like red to
I think people
blue.
are going to realise that was done in 2012 because I think it's got the date on it. Anyway, it would be nice for it to be seen.
Yeah, so that'll be in the glass box.
Can we just clarify the date and date? Saturday, is it the 5th, 6th of June?
The Queen's Jubilee event that we're holding is going to be on Thursday, the 2nd of June, because it's a bank holiday.
Right, and anything else on Jubilee? Oh, Anissa, sorry.
I just wanted to let you know, yourself and Councillor Mary Thomas sent me some information about the Jubilee Arts funding a few weeks ago. So I have applied for it, so I'm just waiting to hear back. And I applied for the Queen's coronation to be showed at the Little Savoy Picture House with an afternoon tea. And I'm looking at doing an Umbrella Sky project over Market Street. So I don't know if you've seen it before, where there's like floating umbrellas up in the sky, and they're sort of held up by really strong wire across the buildings.
Is this to do with the Queen's Jubilee?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, so that's for that weekend.
Yeah, so we're going to do like red, white and blue with some Union Jack umbrellas. We'll speak to the businesses and get some brollies in the windows as well, but I just wanted to let you know that that's going to be our contribution.
Is that depending on funding?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So fingers crossed we get it.
Yeah.
So I'll keep you posted. Thank you.
All right, thanks. Yeah. Right.
Can I just say, you need to keep liaising with Nathan, because if you're going to do something in businesses in the shop windows, and Nathan, we are going to do something, we need to decide what it's going to be and who's going to, Yeah. But we're not doing. I thought we were doing something on the car park. Did that not? No.
We'll be holding a market on the car park, like we do for the other events, which we've got quite a few traders booked on that so far already. So there'll be a market on the car park as well. Yeah.
Going back to the umbrella theme, where are you going to string these?
So it's going to go across the narrow part of Market Street. So it'll start at.
How are you going to fasten them? Just
So
to...
Unique have quoted for these brackets on the buildings. So the next stage will be to.
Are they there, the brackets?
They're not, no. So they'll have to fix them.
Because the brackets are down here.
There are some down here.
On Church Street.
Yes, that's right, yeah. The thing is, we needed to choose a narrow part of the street to do it. So we'd have to install fixings. So obviously, if we get the funding, the next stage will be getting the permissions from the landlords of the buildings to do it. But yes, they'll be fixed up with brackets and very strong wire. Yeah. But with regards to the windows, Councillor Thomas, it's just going to be those businesses on that little strip that, and what we're going to do is give them it's going to be a bit of a community style thing. We're going to sort of get in touch with people or put a call out for people that are maybe turning 70 that weekend and do some stuff on social media about them and maybe dedicate a few umbrellas to people as well. So it'll be a really community engagement style sort of project, really. Good. So, yeah.
Now, talking about these brackets here, I wonder if we could have something up, some banner up to commemorate the, Queen's Platinum Jubilee or...
So there's height restrictions on those brackets to have anything over the highway. So it's something we can look at investigating, but previously highways have just not given us permission to do so.
Well, when was the last time we had something up there? It's Stephen Burt, wasn't it? And that was allowed then, so whether things have changed.
It's something we can investigate.
Have a look at that. Bring that back to the next meeting.
Was his first, the first time, not the gold medal, that was the bronze medal, I think.
All right.
So it's probably even longer ago than we...
Okay.
I would just add that those brackets haven't been poll tested in quite a while.
No,
so we would have
they
to
won't
do that
have
as
been.
well to ensure that
In fact, they're probably useless when I think about it, yeah. But we used to quite often have something up there, didn't we, going back in the olden days. Right, item 8, Grand Prix.
So for the Grand Prix, we've got our sponsors back, main sponsor being Fort Vale, and then Riggs Autopack and Coalition Facilities Management. We've got a number of local sponsors from local businesses, and we're still getting phone calls and emails for local businesses to sponsor the event. We've got near enough everything booked and confirmed for the event. We're just waiting for the artwork for the programme and the poster.
Okay.
Which.
All right.
Date would be useful.
So the Con Grand Prix is going to be on the Tuesday, the 26th of July, which is a school holiday.
Right. Okay.
Can I make a request from the officers that any event like the Easter in Corn, Queen Jubilee, or like, can we, it just says here Queen Jubilee 2020, can we have the date on it and everything? And just reminds everybody.
Yeah, good point.
Thank you.
Can I ask? Don't know.
Can
Maybe
you put your
Denise.
microphone on?
I have done. I'm just
right.
speaking very quietly. What we really need is for the businesses to be open that evening, because it, usually about coffee stay open, but there isn't a lot. But it would just make it look more as if all the town was involved.
The problem with that is that some of the shops wouldn't sell anything anyway.
Lots of people from outside come, don't they? Because they're relatives of the.
I think we've gone down this line many times, haven't we? And they just haven't. The market could be open, but they won't. And they could have hundreds in there in that evening. But yeah, I think we should push. We should push for that. Yeah, we should. we should push for that. Yeah. Okay.
I can definitely email all the businesses and ask them to stay open later that evening. I think when it comes to staying open later, I think what they've found is if they have something on in their shops, it seems to work a bit better. So, for example, about coffee, when it was pancake day, they stayed open a bit later, but they did pancakes for the evening. So I think a lot of the other businesses sort of need to follow suit with that. I think they need to open up but have something on offer as well. So I can certainly email them all. If you can send me the details of the timings, Nathan, that'd be really good. And then I can certainly ask them.
Good.
Definitely.
Yeah. Thanks for that, Anissa. Right, item 9, Halloween in Colne.
So for Halloween in Colne, we've got the face painter booked. We've got the first aid booked, the craft activities, the Morris dancing. We've got a couple of stalls booked on for that event. And so far, everything's going quite smoothly.
Okay.
Everything's booked.
Thank you. Is that the 31st of October?
So that event's Saturday, the 30th of October.
Oh, the 30th, right, okay. Good. Remembrance Sunday, item 10.
So, end of January, I had a meeting with Jack, the parade marshal, just to go over a couple of issues that he found at the last Remembrance event, which there was, it were all things that will be improved this year, such as the music not being loud enough for the parade, which I am still on with trying to find a marching band or a drummer to lead the parade. But
Have you had anybody come back to you?
I've had quite a few come back saying that they're
Saying
either
that
booked or they're doing something in their own town. Another issue that he raised was it wasn't loud enough down at the actual service, which the new sound system that we've got will definitely be loud enough because it'll do up to 8,000 people, if not a little bit more. But we've got the first aid booked, the road closure's been sorted, and the brass band's booked as well. So it's all, everything's booked.
Good, good. Any comments on that? No, you're all right, Neil.
It went really well. I'm glad that Nathan got the bike and things. It was really, really good. And we can all tell that every year he's getting a few more and a few more and a few more.
Yeah.
And especially with this, what's going on now in the world, there'll be even more.
Yeah.
So we just got to keep in mind the numbers as well, because, the reference programs and things.
I think we can all remember when there was just a handful. I've been going 25 years at least. There's just a handful of people there, and it's massive now, isn't it?
And one more thing that we don't predict really, that the pamphlets you give out, the leaflets you give out, I can't recall, but the leaflets you give out, can we get them out a bit earlier? Because handing them out then and then it happening, it just not everybody's getting the song sheets. Oh, sorry.
That was another issue that Jack actually raised to me. So we're going to make sure there's a couple of collection points prior to the actual event, so people can go pick up a leaflet, and we'll do them again. So the A5 and A4, so there'll be big copies for those who need them.
Perhaps you could do with a little team that goes round with them as well, making sure everybody's got one. There was some issues about the marching, weren't there, where I know I wasn't there, but I know Mary.
The problem with people, what do you mean on the march down? Yeah, the problem with the march down is not all of the people attending are military, so therefore they tend to bunch up. Yeah, and there's a concertina thing. The young man who normally leads it with whichever mayor walks very slowly. So the military are having to step short and they're bunching up. What we need is somebody within the crowd, within the staff,
Parade.
to slow people down and make sure that they keep the distance, because it's a concertina effect.
I don't think it's happened before, has
It was that slow that we couldn't walk any slower, could we, Kevin? It was really, it was already slow and it just kept on bunching up because the fella at the front were like going in slow motion.
And we were chased by the marching team behind, and we were getting squeezed.
Oh, well.
Okay, so this is what Nathan, do you want to take a couple of notes here, my friend? So what we need to do then is ensure that the gentleman in the front is driven to the cenotaph rather than walk down to the cenotaph. That will cure it. And you must be aware that not everybody marches at the same pace. So we must get an happy medium. I'll volunteer my services to Jack next year, just be on the outside and slow people down and keep the gaps. I'll volunteer to do that. But the individuals walk at different paces.
Do you think this was the result of not having a band and the beat?
No,
Because
music
I
was-
marched to the beat.
Yeah, well, the music was on.
Oh, the music was on, yeah, but it wasn't a band.
We've never had a problem like this before. I mean, we've been
No.
doing it for years, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've always managed to
Yeah.
walk at a decent pace, not fast, not slow, but for this year it was just not. And people were, so there'd be 3 abreast, and suddenly there'd be 5 abreast, and then 2, and it was all straggly.
How many do you think was in that parade? Because I couldn't go. Sorry?
This is on. I was at the front, so
right.
I don't know. However, next year, now we have addressed the situation, we can cure it. And like I say, I'll offer my services to Jack to separate them. A good aspect is to have a marshal in between each group, in between the military, the school children, and then you can't go past, and they'll be told on the day when I liaise with Jack or you that somebody will tell them that to stay 3 abreast at all times.
Is that something that the Veterans Club could take on as marshals,
But they'll be in the parade.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but
I'll ask.
yeah,
I can only ask.
yeah.
Yeah, we can solve that.
There's
It's not an
enough
issue.
of them, isn't there?
And we
Yeah.
just need to very gently offer a lift. So I can't remember his name, I do apologise, but he does walk slowly. So if we can get him a lift, he can have my ex-car, and we'll drive him down to the centre.
Did they not have the minibus this year? Last year?
Nathan? No.
They didn't.
I didn't see any minibus, no.
They usually do, don't they? For the elderly people.
Yeah, they
that can't
normally do, but
walk.
it's just another thing to organise, and not everybody wants to get on a bus. And
Well,
now,
I did.
And now you find that a lot of people that can't walk very fast or have a slight disability, normally they just go straight down there. They go straight to the cenotaph. That's why when we get there, the crowd's already waiting.
I went in about 3 or 4 years ago. I don't know why. For some reason, I couldn't walk, and there was 12 of us in this minibus, and the rest of them couldn't walk, but they wanted to be there, and so they picked them up at the Legion, brought them down to here, and gave them a good view. It was all right.
I'm sure we can arrange that, but we obviously need numbers. No point in having a minibus and one person on it.
No, well, anyway, something to
Can
look
I
at.
volunteer to Nathan? I'll come and sort of fold them up for you again, like I did last time.
Thank you, Mary. Right, okay,
just-
we all right
just-
with that?
Just one point that went slightly askew this last year was leaving from the cenotaph back up town, because usually it goes the other way around, doesn't it?
I don't understand.
The mayor disappears and stands out here, and everybody else comes back and they take the salute. Well, it was a bit shambolic at the beginning for somebody to organise it and do it. Now, whether that was because Jack he's new at it, I don't know, but it just seemed a bit. People were it just.
Well, would it be a good idea to, I mean, I don't know who Jack is, who is he? Well, would it be a good idea to invite him to one of these meetings?
May I? His name is Jack Carradine. He's a flight lieutenant. He resides in Cole. He's on active service at this moment in time. Thank you.
So, should we invite him to?
Yeah, by all means. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's more a question of the week before, or just ironing out the.
Well, the next meeting before the remembrance, that will be okay, won't it? Yeah, can we do that? Yeah. Right.
I will invite him to the meeting prior to the service. Yeah.
No. Excellent.
What date?
Sunday the 13th of November.
Thank you. And item 11, Christmas in Colne.
So for Christmas in Colne, we've got 2 sponsors this year. We've got Coalition Facilities Management and we've got Farmhouse Biscuits again. We've also had the stage agreed with Matthew Kibble again. But this year they're going to drop the stage off around 10 a.m. and it should be set up from midday for live entertainment on the stage throughout the day.
Good.
We've got the Donkeys But the Face Painting, the First Aid, the Morrison Clog Dancing. We've changed firework provider this year because we felt like the cost was increasing every year, but the display wasn't getting any longer, or there wasn't anything added. So we have changed provider for this year.
And what different it's going to be?
So the fireworks are very similar. The low dross ones, so there'll be very little or no debris that comes down. With the company that we've gone with, they'll be set off from Hartley Square as normal. But what will happen is we're going to have a firework ignition starter. So they'll be on the stage. So when we get to the countdown, someone will actually press it down, and that will set the fireworks off and the music, because the fireworks are choreographed. And they've also given us 4 free dancing flames, which will go across the roof of Hartley Square, and they'll go up and down to the music, which is all choreographed again.
And who chooses the music?
So they,
you know what I'm going to say.
They, a couple of months beforehand, they'll ask for a couple of songs and they'll mash it together.
Right.
So there'll be a couple of different
songs.
Because
I want to request, as I have done for years and never got my own way, Katy Perry's Firework. Why has it never been played?
Is that a Christmas song, Jay?
Sorry?
Is that a Christmas song?
It doesn't have to be a Christmas song, does
Well,
it?
okay. The music I've ever asked for, it has to be Christmassy, so I want to put in that in. Thank you.
I don't think they've always played Christmas songs, have they? When you mention entertainment, have you, during the day on the stage, have you booked anything or?
we've not booked anything yet. We're going to be looking at local entertainment.
Can I ask you where you got your band from on Friday?
It's a very expensive band shop. They're very, very expensive. They're good, but they're very expensive. They're very good. However, I don't think the budget will
No,
match it.
right, okay.
However, right, stop pushing the button. I want to smack your bums. Okay. So, yeah, I've just met a young man. I'm going to call by his nickname. He's more famous by that. His name's Biff. His name's Christopher. I can't remember his last name yet. But he is sourcing bands now. We're doing a concert for Ukraine on the 20th of March. And he's sourcing bands and he's extremely good. And he can get bands very cheaply. And these are top bands. So I'll liaise with you, Nathan. You can have a look at the videos of the band, see what's what, see what's suitable. And Price is a really nice man, and he loves his town, if you know what I mean. He'll tell us that a lot. So I'll get you in touch with him, and we'll see what we can do for that.
Good, good. Where's the concert?
If you push your button again, I'm going to smack your bum. So, just for the viewers, when you push your button, it cuts the other person off. So,
Who's pressing whose button?
I went.
All right.
I'll wait. Well, okay. So, when now we're talking about there were a few little problems that we need to iron out. We all know what they are. Well, Nathan knows and Marion knows that when the pantomime people come on, the last time there was 4 or 5 of them. It was really good. It really enhanced it. This time, when the pantomime came, just one man came, and I asked him where the others were. And he said, "Oh, there's only me," and he sang 2 songs. And then with Mary, Nathan, who else was there on stage? Eugene and me. We had to fill in 22.
Don't tell me you made a band.
22 minutes we had to fill in for.
What did you do?
Well, I do what I do best.
All 5 of you?
I was silly on the stage, and it went down a storm, and nobody really knew that we were having technical problems. So this time, what we're going to do is on the laptop that Nathan will have there, with a link that has reception, we can play some songs, some sing-along songs. We can, if I'm invited on the stage again, we'll get them singing. If we need to, we can get singing along songs with them, and we can cope with that. But when there's nothing there and the laptop's not working, and I'm there, and 22 minutes is a long time. But we did it, and people didn't. Well, nobody complained about it. But we need to have backup laptops and backup music and backup and backup and backup. And can we make sure that the pantomime people, if they are going to come for 35 minutes, they come and do 35 minutes, not just 2 songs and then walk off, because that's what caught us all. It all worked out well in the end, thanks to everybody there suggesting music, and Nathan running around and doing what he does best. But it worked, but we don't want that situation again. So next time we need to have a backup laptop that's connected to the internet, and we can download all sorts of music. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just say, if Neil gets these bands, fair enough. If there's a problem, I went to Burnley Mayor's Ball, and they had Gavin Young, they're called. He does loads. He's a good singer, and he's just got away with the crowd. He can have them all singing and doing, and he was quite good, wasn't he, for a young, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
So and it'll be cheaper. But I think we could have them both, can't we? We'd have a band on in the day and have him instead of the pantomime. But I like pantomime; it's always good. But if the pantomime fails, we can also have this young man. Thank you.
Did you go to the pantomime?
The pantomime, no.
Oh, right. No.
I went to the Burnley Ball, though.
It was good. Anissa?
I was just going to say, for entertainment, it might be worth reaching out to the Hippodrome and the dramatic societies around the town, because I did that at Christmas last year, because they're always looking for rehearsal time as well. They could sing a few numbers, so we had the team that were doing My Fair Lady at the Hippodrome performing in front of St John's last year, so that's always worth doing as well.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, everything that's been suggested tonight, the hippodrome, that young man, the bands, we have enough time to fit all that in. You know, they're all good ideas and they're all usable for the amount of time. What time do you think the entertainment would start on the day on that stage?
We're going for midday, so the stage will be in at 10 a.m. and our sound system will be in and set up ready for 11:30, so we can do our sound test, and then we should be good to go for midday.
You're saying 12 o'clock?
Yeah, from 12 o'clock.
And I'm just thinking now, as an alternative to entertainment, perhaps maybe we could ask the Colnorpheus male voice choir to do a stint. They're 100 years old this year. Well, not the actual choir, but most of them are. You're right. You're right.
So live entertainment on the stage is something we'll be looking at close to the time. There's going to be a lot of different options and a lot of different people that will want to play on that stage.
Yeah.
So
I just think, you know, for maybe the older generation, but also they're looking for new members as well, you know, and it's a good thing for them to get out there. Well, we don't see them, do we?
May I suggest that we don't fall into the trap, which I often do, is waiting to book something and then it's booked. So I suggest we book as early as possible to get what we want.
Well,
You know, I know you say we're going to wait nearer the time, but I suggest that we book early and just make sure we've got them. Thank you.
Wow.
as well for Christmas in Colne, we've got the road closure put in, all the traffic management's confirmed. We've obviously got our own sound system and lighting rig, which we're adding to the lighting rig this year. We've got 2 extra lights to go on, so it'll be even brighter. We've got the brass bands booked for during the day for the market and for that side of the town centre. We've got Punch and Judy booked already. We've got the generator which we're getting from our new funfair provider. So just after Christmas, we went out for funfair bids because we felt like the space wasn't enough value for what they were putting on, and a new company has won the bid and will be putting on the funfair rides this year. So near enough everything is booked and confirmed. It's just the last little bits like live entertainment, panto, which will obviously make sure everything runs as smoothly as possible to the time, so there's no gaps. But we've got a couple of market stalls booked so far, and like I said, everything's booked, ready to go for that event. That event's on Saturday the 26th of November.
I just say that all sounds really, really exciting because it's a full day, you know, that I can tell my friends in Burnley and wherever to come because it's not just for an hour at the, you know.
No, that's true. Spend all
I'll
day.
just jump in really quickly. You're right, Mary, because people were wondering. They were in Uptown in the afternoon and nothing was up because of the wind, and very well done for cancelling the stalls because there would have been mayhem if we'd have kept the stalls up. So well done for making that decision, young man. And yeah, if we get some up the town there, it'll bring people to town. It'll keep them there. When I went up there, well, as I went down to the parade, there was nobody up the town because there was nothing there. But this sounds a really good day. Thank you.
Of course, it's weather dependent, isn't it? Anissa?
Just whilst we're on Christmas, just to let you know, we'll be doing a Christmas tree again this year, but we'll obviously do it after the light switch on because it'll be on Hartley Square. So I just wanted to let you know.
Well, was there a problem with the Christmas tree? Because I think I told you that, when I went up,
it was off, wasn't it?
The lights were off.
Yeah, I asked Nathan actually. We don't know what happened, do we, Nathan?
So I believe it was just after the new year that it went off, and that's because the street lights go off on New Year's Day. So I think the company that provide those and manage
No,
those.
this day all the lights were on and the Christmas tree was out.
Right, I'm not
But I
100%
don't
then.
know. I don't know. It don't really matter now, does it? Right. Thank you for that. Anissa, update on Colne Bid.
So the installations have happened today for the Light Festival. So the market box, the glass box in front of the market got done yesterday, and the businesses' windows have been dressed. Leaflets and everything have gone out to all the schools today. I've been and dropped them off for the children's book bags, because that's always a good thing to do, just a little A5 flyer. So they've all gone out today. Then the event takes place on Saturday. So we've got the Independent Street Artisan Market, we've got stilt walkers, we've got a samba band, we've got light structures up and down the town. So it'll be a really fun day from 12 till 7. So that's the Light Festival. In terms of other things, we were thinking about doing something for the Jubilee, but that was dependent on what the market were doing and when they were opening. So that's still to be confirmed, because I was quite keen to do a bit of a 1950s day, sort of encouraging people to dress up in 1950s sort of style clothing. But I need to have a chat with Steve, and I'm meeting him this week just to see what his opening days are over that weekend, and we'll sort of figure it out together. Soapbox Rally, we've had to move the date to the 18th of September. When we had the Event Safety Action Group meeting a few weeks ago, it seemed LCC still hadn't received the TTRO, so the road closure application. He'd still not seen it at that point. And we just thought it's just going to be cutting it too tight, because we still haven't advertised for people, actually applying to actually have a soapbox. So we've just moved it just to give us some breathing space, just to get everything sorted before we go out and advertise.
What are your times for the road closure?
So I've not gotten involved in this bit. The company's done all this. So they wanted to do it from the Saturday, the day before, but they've rejigged it all to work with them to sort of iron it all out and make sure it's all done properly. Because there's been some concerns about closing it on a Saturday afternoon and the backup on the M65 and the impact on North Valley on a Saturday, etc., etc. So the problem is, though, they have to close it from then, because they can't build the actual course early hours on a Sunday. They've got to do it on that Saturday. They have to start it on the Saturday. But I think they're figuring it all out at the moment. So
where will it go from and to?
So the start line is just outside here, so just a bit further up from the town hall, and then it ends at the crossroads where Ce Je ne sais quoi is, just on the corner of Edwina's shop. So just on the corner.
I know it's all sort of set in stone now, but would the park not have been an option?
Not really, just because they need like actual road to be able to go down.
Well, there is a road in the park. There is a road.
So, Chair, with the soapbox, there's got to be turns and all that sort of thing. So the road in the park wouldn't be suitable, and it's not wide enough as well. That's why they use the whole road.
So it's not wide enough?
No, so these roads that we have are suitable. And I do believe that this town was made for the soapbox challenge. With all the different hills and the different variants. So this town was actually made for it. Is that correct? Yeah. I have one concern, and
Is that serious? Is that a serious comment?
Yes.
All right. This town was built for a soapbox.
It was made, as in this was made for it, because there's so many steep hills, slight hills, in grades, and so it's when they came to view it, they went, oh, we can do that, oh, we can go, oh, we can go, oh, we can go. So they had so many options. It was, you know, the gentleman said this town was made for a soapbox challenge because it's so many routes, so many variants. So it's really good. So one of my concerns is that, and I'm going to speak out, it is what it is, that they're going, I'm going to say I don't mean that word, but they're going to shut our roads and entertain our people. And yeah, I just feel that as a councillor, I have been asked, not that I need to give my permission, but I have been asked about it. I don't know where the routes are, and I'm a councillor of this town. We have the chairman over there of the Corn Town Council. Are you fully informed of what? So can I ask the bid to update, come to the next council meeting and update this council who own the roads exactly what the soapbox challenge is?
Well, we don't own the road.
No, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
Chairman. I'm sorry. So, but if the chairman of the town council don't know who, what, where, why, times, route, there's something wrong. So I just thought, out of politeness, if they're going to shut our roads off, and they are our roads, our town, we need to be fully informed. Not that we would stop it, because we all encourage it. It'll bring a lot of wealth into the town. But it's just nice for the councillors who are elected members of this town and the chairman know what's happening in the town. That's all. I'm not trying to stop it or influence it in any way whatsoever. But you know, as a councillor, I want to know. I want to know everything. Thank you.
But have you got any response to that? I mean, I know you're here now to tell us what's going on. And that's really helpful.
Yeah, no, the only reason I've held off was I just wanted to get everything confirmed, really. Like I say, I wanted to get the road closure in place and then give full details. I was going to invite the chaps from Soapbox Challenge Company to meetings over here and get everything ironed out from the event safety aspect and then share it all out, yeah.
Right, after it's
all been sorted,
This is what Neil's saying. You know, really, it should have been the opposite way around. Come and see us first, see what we think, then go ahead. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Neil?
Just that we
and we aren't stopping.
We want this at 1,000%. We want it.
Yeah.
It's just that, you know, because our local knowledge and our local history and our local whatever you want to call it, we could add something, not take anything away, but just add something. Just add to it. And we want it 1,000%. And you know, but just nice to be. You know, if I went into Manchester and started shutting roads off and doing all that, getting it all sorted, and then say that's what we're doing, it's just a little bit. I just like to be informed. So if anybody asks me a question, which all councillors get stopped in Tesco's and saying, "What's this happening here?" And if you don't know, it's a bit embarrassing. And it does happen like that. Every councillor here has been stopped in the street and asked a question they can't answer. So I just think, you know, I'd like to know.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just think, yeah, we'll definitely get people ringing up or stopping us and saying, why is the road closed, and wanting to know. So if we have the full information, we'll be able to tell them and saying, you know, this is for the town, it'll bring money in and that, you know, because they always do when with the road closure, isn't there? They always, you know, people from...
You do get a lot, and I'm not trying to put you off, it's going to go ahead hopefully, but you do get an awful lot of complaints from the businesses when the road's closed.
Yeah,
you know,
I think the hay bales, aren't they, at the side, so that's it'll be good.
It will be good.
But
it
it's
will
just,
be good.
Yeah. So we're not putting a downer on it at all.
I've built my soapbox. Yes, you'll see me. Anything else, Anissa?
There were a few things. I actually met with Nathan and Gina. Was it last week or the week before? Was it last week? It feels like weeks ago. This time's going nowhere. Just to see if we could collaborate on some events next year. Obviously, I understand all the events are set for this year, so we can only really talk about 2023 3. So there were a few things that Nathan advised I'm best off speaking about in this forum, to look at doing some stuff next year together. So a few ideas that we sort of milled around were having like maybe a couple of archive days in the town hall. So Padiham, for example, open up their town hall for the day. I mean, their space is a bit different to here because they've got a big sort of ballroom, whereas here we could do it in the function room downstairs. And they just get out old archive pictures, they get their books out that people have signed. I'm just thinking we could get Jeff Cranby involved and open up the town hall maybe twice a year and invite people to just come and have a look around. Because I was saying to Nathan, I was walking past a few weeks ago and I think it was a wedding, and it was just so lovely to see the doors open and it just looked really welcoming driving past. So that was one thing we'd discussed, because I thought that doesn't, I mean, I hope it doesn't cost a lot to do that. We looked at doing potentially a food festival together as like a bid town council event. There was a party in the park idea that was discussed, so maybe using Alkin Courts as an area to actually do like a bit of a family fun day, get some bands there. Nathan was talking about big bouncy inflatable things, and look at doing that for next year as well. What other things were there, Nathan?
And is this coming from the bid, or do you want this to be a joint
joint thing?
effort? Yeah. So you would bring these ideas to this council?
Yes, as a joint project. For these events. Yeah, because we'd love to put more in the event calendar, but because there is just me working at the bid, I can't pull all this off on my own. So it'd be nice to financially and personally work together as the two organisations together to put these events on.
Financially?
Yeah, so do them jointly.
Okay. Right, that's good.
I think that we should work together from day one, because we don't want to clash with different events, and so I think we should work together. Again, I'm the adversary again, that I just want to be careful that the bid doesn't take over the town council events, because we've been running forever and we do a good job, and I just don't want, and it's not about you, it's about the bid itself. You do an amazing job. I was trying to be careful that the bid doesn't take over the town, as in shut the roads off and not telling us, and just that sort of little tweaking here and there. But I've got to be careful that the bid doesn't take over the town centre events, but collaborates with financial and support-wise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I just say, I think the idea is obviously that we work more collaboratively together, so that we know what each of us is doing, and then do things to complement each events rather than working against each other, which you know doesn't get you anywhere. Anissa did mention that as a business improvement district, there are certain funding that they can apply for that councils can't get. So we can also look at trying to tap into that as well to help with the events.
Yeah, excellent. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, it was just to bring it to the table, because obviously Nathan explained that for like next year's calendar of events, I'm not saying like take away anything what's being currently done or anything like that. I'm just talking about additionality here and us working together on those things as a combined force, really. So I don't know how it works. I don't know what happens from here, like if it gets minuted or whatever.
I mean, I think your ideas are really good, but we won't be able to pull everything off. You know, we've got 5 or 6 big events throughout the year, but we'll certainly, from my point of view, support you.
To say, we've done the same thing for about the last 10, 15 years. We've always had everything. It's time that if we might not want to do one of the things that we're doing, and we'll do another thing that somebody else has an idea about. Our Halloween or Easter it doesn't have to be exactly the same every single year. No. It should grow and
No,
change.
it's nice that new ideas are coming in. You know, I mean, to be fair, we haven't really had any, have we? We've just been happy to do what we've always done.
I just want to add that my first thoughts were more events, more costs. But if we are sharing the cost, then we can add events, because the money that we have, we can, you know, spread out over the year, so we can accommodate the bid, because when they're paying for some of the events, so we can financially, that's my worry, financially add the bid events on, and we can afford them, because if they're putting money in and we're putting money in, we can actually do more events. So it will work well, and it would definitely work, because the two teams that we have work together, and we all know each other, so it would be good, and financially we can do it.
Thank you.
All the time, do they? You know, there's only
Well,
few of them.
it's the nature of the job, isn't it? If we've got events on at the weekends, then that's what you have to do, Nathan, isn't it?
I will just say though, I mean, budget-wise, obviously when the budgets are being done, I think this was a reason for Anita to bring things up earlier. I mean, your events are a discretionary part of what we do. We don't have to do the events. However, it's the events that get most of the attention.
Yeah.
It's what people see. You know, they don't see that we're doing all the work on the town hall, and you know, they're not bothered about that.
No.
But with the events, you know, that is what people see, and it's, oh, the town council are doing this, or they're doing that, and it does help to enhance, you know, the reputation of the council as well.
Promotes the council, doesn't it? Promotes the council. Right.
Are we on, still on 13?
No, we're on 12. Right, I'm just about to move on. Are you happy with everything, Anita? I did mean to bring your item forward. I said, didn't I? And I forgot. Just so that you didn't have to be here too long. But you're quite welcome to stay. Right. Items for future month's agenda. Well, I think we've got quite a few there, haven't we? So if Anita comes back next month, and we'll have another good discussion. Yes.
Yeah, it's just the same. It's for Anita, really. So I'm putting a ball on next month, and one of the things I've brought forward would fit in for your events. It's called a veterans living museum. They are people that collect items from the Somme and all, you know, World War One, and they go to schools and present. You know, they're in uniform. They have the guns. They have actually artifacts from the Somme and things like that, and they are available, you know, really cheap, and they come along and they present. So we could get them to come into this building and present, and they're really good. I've got them coming to the ball. They'll be outside the municipal hall on the 30th of April. They're doing a demonstration outside with the soldiers, and it's absolutely, I went to visit them the other day, absolutely amazing. When they go into schools, they can't get out because the kids want to, it's so interesting. And I'll give you the contact details of them, and you can get all of them. They are taking a motorbike that we found, Second World War motorbike. They've done it up. They're going from Blackburn to the Somme to Berlin in 7 days. So it's amazing. I've got details of that as well. And they'll bring that back here as well if they wanted to.
Is that something you want on an agenda? Next month's agenda? That's the item we're on.
Yeah, but I wanted to add it before, but I forgot, so I just added it in now just to save time. Okay. But I don't know if I put it on the agenda because I'll liaise with Anita, and then we can, she can slip it in wherever she wants.
Us know.
Yeah, absolutely. You'll know everything.
Right. So that will be on that can be discussed next month if there is anything to discuss. Thank you. Any other items? No? Right. Date and time of the next meeting, I can't see what it says. 9th of May, right, okay. Right, thank you very much. That's been a really good meeting. Plenty of stuff discussed. Thank you. Anissa, before you go,